side for Fairmont is going to be number 36, Jordan Martinez. Here's this afternoon's opening puck drop controlled here by Fairmont. We are underway here in Shawnigan Lake. Joey Pitt here with you for Trick Shot Media. Second matchup of the afternoon. PCHA already picked up a 4-1 win over the Fraser Valley Thunderbirds a little bit earlier on today. And we will get to work here. Dumping that puck in on the far side is going to be Samuel Wilson. Shawnigan trying to get a quick stuff play worked on the near side post here, but that'll be smothered up and covered as we get the first whistle of the hockey game 32 seconds in. Good smother job there by Jordan Martinez as he gets the call from the coaching staff this afternoon. Face-off coming up to his left here in this defensive zone drop here for Fairmont. Defensive zone face-off win for Fairmont. They'll look to clear the zone. Jumping ahead to steal that puck away is going to be Shawnigan Lake, but they can't do much with it as that'll be forced out to neutral territory. On the near side is going to be Charlie Kittleson. Kittleson working that puck into neutral territory. It'll be stopped up there. Following up now is Sidney Armstrong gaining the blue line, letting go a shot deflected off a skate up into the netting and out of play as we get another whistle. 55 seconds gone by here in our opening frame, still scoreless and still awaiting the game's first shot. Another face-off coming up to the right of goaltender Jordan Martinez. Another offensive zone face-off win for Shawnigan. There's a point shot that's going to be blocked on the way through. Chance back the other way here. Here's Longo. Centering pass, a little bit too hot to handle as that was about 3 feet up in the air. Puck comes back to the far point. Sheffield works that down the wall for Tennant. Into the slot, that's intercepted. Brock Husen out of his own zone now. Will get it as far as center. Sidesteps the attempted hip check from Sheffield. Shawnigan completing a line change here. Coming in across the line is going to be Tennant. He tries a shot, goes over top of the net. Chance now for Shawnigan to work this puck forward. One-handed out of the zone. Good play there by McAllister Mugford. Now there's a shot off the bar. Great chance there for Shawnigan Lake to open the scoring here on home ice, but that'll ring off the red iron. Play continues. 2 minutes gone by in the opening frame. Fairmont looking to work this puck out. Puck ends up on the far side. That'll be flipped down low into the attacking end. Puck comes back to the point, a long shot tipped on the way through. That goes wide on the blocker side. Bryant looking to work that puck on the far side. Wang holds the line initially. Blocked by the pile. Now they're going to carry it out. Here's Mugford. Gains the red line, chips it into the opposite corner. Shawnigan Lake completes a line change. Long stretch pass will be intercepted in neutral territory. Keegan Shirley back in his own zone. Shirley, a long stretch pass. He finds Curry letting it go, and that'll hit the post as well. 2 in a row here for Shawnigan Lake on the same play. Fairmont certainly in harm's way as that puck will go on the backhand up over the near side glass and out of play as we take the whistle. Face-off coming up here to the left of the goaltender, deep in the Fairmont zone. It's going to be Wilson lining up in the draw here for Shawnigan Lake. He's up against Finn Bradley. Shawnigan wins that draw in the attacking zone. Wilson after it down low. It'll come back to the point, but not able to handle that one is Blankstein, and he'll have to hustle back into his own end with a forechecker after him. It's Miata. Puck gets cleared around behind the goal, comes back out on the near side. Shirley finds Blankstein. He'll flip that to the opposite side, but unable to catch up to that in time was Sullivan Bryan. Trying to flip that puck in was Nolan Blankstein. He'll be stopped up just outside the blue line. Puck will squirt loose onto the far side. Going for a loop back into his own end there was Cameron Stengel. Now it's Stavely. Stavely skates it around into the near side corner. Puck comes loose at the half wall, back down to the goal line. Here's Ryder Kerr. Kerr trying to go back up to the point. He'll find Kittleson. Kittleson into the circle, tries a centering pass, comes back to the near point. Blankstein Blankstein gets poke checked by a sprawling defender. Shawnigan Lake still has possession in the attacking zone as it bounces behind the goal. Just shy of 4 minutes gone by here in the opening frame. We're still scoreless and shotless between Shawnigan Lake and Fairmont Prep. Shawnigan starting it out from behind their own goal. Into the middle, it's Kerr. Kerr across the line, top of the left circle, tries a shot deflected off a stick, up into the netting and out of play as we take the whistle. 4:09 gone by here in our opening frame. We're still scoreless between Fairmont and Shawnigan Lake. Face-off staying down in the Fairmont zone. Still no shots recorded in this hockey game so far. Defensive zone face-off win for Fairmont. Puck will come loose as they look to work it out. Just comes outside the line. Shawnigan right back onto that puck, however. It's Mugford. Mugford working that puck down low. Mugford tries a centering pass, comes into the circle, but that'll be taken aside. Back the other way comes Fairmont Prep, but they'll be stopped up at the red line. Mugford back the other way. He'll find Armstrong onto the near side. There's the shot over top of the net as Nigel Alberts had a lane there, and it was labeled for the short side top corner, but he just missed. And we're still looking for the game's first shot on goal. As the goaltenders, lots of movement, but they haven't actually had to do anything so far. Face-off coming up here to the left of Martinez. .441 gone by here in period number 1. Second of 3 games this afternoon here in Shawnigan Lake. Here's the face-off win. Burberry works that one behind the net. Shawnigan trying to set up shop here. There's the centering pass, loose in the slot. Nobody can find it. That'll be cleared back to the point, held in. Burberry comes back all the way to the far point. That one's going to be blocked on the way through. Kenny chops that one towards the goal, comes into the near side circle. Try to work it out now is Bond. Bond back to the line, Burberry. Burberry walks his way down the boards. He'll get stick checked on the play. Fairmont can't clear. Chance in the high slot. Long shot tipped on the way through. The goaltender's fallen down in the crease. No call on the play. Puck bounced into the near side circle. Shawnigan, lots of puck movement here. They haven't been able to generate shots on goal, however. Back behind the goal is Bond. Bond gets hit high. Now it's Bond again. Turn and burn shot. Hit the pile in front of the net. Dug loose now by Cameron Stangl. Stangl can't clear it out. Now it's Kaishu Tennant. Tennant takes his time before he lifts that one out to center, making no mistake, but he had a little bit too much ketchup and mustard on that one, as that's going to be an icing called, and those tired Fairmount players are going to be forced to come back onto the ice here. Shawnigan has finally been credited with the first shot on goal of the hockey game, by the way. For those of you keeping track at home, it's now 1-0 in favor of Shawnigan on the shot clock. We're still scoreless. Face-off coming back down to the left of the goaltender, Martinez. Tie-up win, fired on goal. That goes just wide. Here's Shirley at the point. Works it into the middle. Curry dumps down into the far corner. Now after it behind the goal is going to be Stangl. He can't clear. Hard hit along the corner boards as well. Puck knocked down at the half wall. Good job on the play there. And now it's fired back down. And it's going to be another icing called here against Fairmont. And Shawnigan able to get out fresh legs. Fairmont forced to keep the tired legs out. And if you're Shawnigan Lake, you need to take advantage of this. Win the draw, move the puck around, get those tired skaters spread out on the Fairmont side. Try to create some scoring opportunities for yourself. Shawnigan has carried the play through the first 7 minutes of this hockey game, but they only have one shot on goal to show for it. Puck pinned up along the near side. Shawnigan Lake coming out with that puck. Here's the shot from the near circle, and that'll be swallowed up and covered by Martinez, who takes that one right into the breadbasket. And now Fairmont finally able to get some fresh legs out there. They were dog tired. Face-off staying deep down in the Fairmont zone to the left of Martinez. 7:45 gone by here in period number 1. Charlie Purdy Arena in Shawnigan Lake, BC. Face-off win here for Shawnigan Lake, D-to-D pass. Turning away is going to be Shirley. Shirley dumps that one behind the goal for Mugford. McAllister Mugford bumped off that puck. He'll get it back. Goes up to the near point. Blankstein. Blankstein leaves it there for Shirley. A long shot blocked on the way through. Chance back the other way out of the zone here for Louis Miata. Miata into the attacking zone. Dances his way into the slot. Backhander on goal. Save made by Costin. The rebound. They jam away. They score! Costin couldn't find the loose puck. And Fairmont, after being hemmed in their own zone for the first 8 minutes of this hockey game, find that puck into the back of the net, and it's Louis Miata. Miata's the one that starts the play back into the attacking zone here. He'll generate the initial bid. That one's turned aside. He'll get it back at the far face-off circle, and he'll just slip it between the pillows. And Miata doesn't ask how, he asks how many, and the San Jose boy has his team up 1-0. Looking to answer back now is Sidney Armstrong. His shot inside the line will be blocked. Fairmont Prep, not the start they wanted on paper, but it's worked out for them here. Shawnigan Lake looking to answer back. Here's Wilson, dumps down low on the backhand. Wilson standing guard in front of the blue paint there. Puck comes around to the far side half wall. Brockhusen works it into the slot. Chance on goal there for Armstrong. It was blocked. Martinez took another spill in the blue paint. I think he caught an edge. Second time in this period. Backhander from the slot, blocked by the pile in front. Fairmont a chance to work it back the other way. Puck fired down low by Paul Franklin. After it on the near side is going to be Jordan Jacks. Puck around to the far side. And flipped onto the near side half wall. Zhang was back in his own zone to play, but he's going to turn that puck over. Shawnigan looking to take advantage here on the right wing half wall. Couple nice moves, swung back to the point, just comes outside. As that one's out of the reach of Tristan Burberry. Burberry back onto that puck in neutral territory, dumps in on the backhand. However, it's going to be worked outside the line here. Puck comes over to the open wing. Carrying it across the line is going to be Teenan, but he'll be stopped up by Bond. Chance back the other way here for Sullivan Bryan. Ryan's pass never found its intended target. Chance back the other way for Fairmont as they look to add to their lead. Here's a shot from the near circle. Goes wide on the glove side. Rebound ricochets to the far pointer. It'll be held in the zone. Longo couldn't find it. Puck along the near side. Egan Kenny can't clear. Long shot from the point. That one's blocked. Comes back to the far point. Long shot kicked up on the right pad. Good save made by Costin. Near side half wall is Bryan for Shawnigan. He'll skate that up to his own blue line before he fires it to center ice. Carrying it across now is going to be Maddock Bond. Delayed penalty coming up here against Fairmont Prep as Costin slowly started to creep his way to the bench. But we're going to get the whistle here. It looks like it's going to be head contact assessed against Fairmont Prep. We'll see who's taking the seat. And it's going to be Cameron Stengel taking it as you see him catch a bit of a cross-check up high on that Shawnigan skater. Didn't see who he caught up high, but that's pretty obvious. You get lumber up in the chicklets. That'll send you for 2 minutes in the sin bin. First trip to the power play here on home ice for Shawnigan Lake. They're down by 1. Here's Blankstein onto the near point. There's a long shot kicked out by Martinez. Shawnigan's right back onto the loose puck. Puck comes back to the point. Alberts onto the near side. Blankstein gets that one back. Blankstein goes D-to-D for Alberts. Alberts up top. Blankstein shoots. Swallowed up by Martinez, who takes it right in the breadbasket. Good positional play from the goaltender. Shots are now 4-2 in favor of Shawnigan Lake. They trail 1-0, 8:02 to go in the first period of play. They're on the power play for another minute 35. Offensive zone face-off win. Here's Blankstein. Walks his way into the circle, tries a sharp angle bid, and a glove save made by Martinez. Gives him a little look what I found as he gives that one a little flash in the leather. 7:55 now remaining in the opening frame. Shawnigan Lake coming into this tournament with the most pressure compared to the other 5 teams, as they're the only ones that'll have fans in the building. As you saw a stream of kids make their way in before the opening puck drop here. Chance from the far circle. That shot will ring off the outside of the net, off the stick of Nigel Alberts. Minute 15 left in this power play. Little spin for Phoenix Hinks. Backhand pass into the slot. Controlled now. Here's Shirley. Sharp angle shot. That'll ring off the outside of the post as well. Backhanded off the glass, held in at the line. Here's Hinks. Hinks stops up at the bottom of the circle, throws it back up to the point for Blankstein. Back down for Hinks. Hinks centering pass off a skate, loose. That'll be cleared out, comes back to the line. Long shot will be fanned on. Chance now for Fairmont to clear the puck down the ice, and they'll do just that. Costin out of his goal to leave behind. Here's Blankstein. 40 seconds left in this power play. Blankstein out on the near side. He'll start the breakout here. Blankstein gains the red, rings that puck down low along the glass. Samuel Wilson now works that out to the half wall. Armstrong up top. Rockhusen centering pass. Taken down before anybody can get a shot off. Now it's Armstrong. Armstrong around behind the cage, still on that puck. Sidney Armstrong trying to walk his way to the front of the net. He'll stumble. Loose puck gets chopped towards the goal, but it goes wide. Final couple seconds of this man advantage, and that is going to do it. Shawnigan Lake 0 for 1 on the power play, and that's a strong kill from Fairmont Prep. 6:20 to go in the opening frame. Fairmont's up 1-0. They're looking for more here. There's the centering pass, comes right up the gut, nobody home. Bond onto the loose puck now for Shawnigan. He'll start it back the other way with speed up the left wing. Here's Bond, nice move, but that puck will bounce off a stick. Hard hit thrown at the goal line as Bond got sent to the ice with authority. There's a chance off the post again. Shawnigan finding more iron in this first period than a metal worker. They can't find a goal to buy one. Now it's Bond again up the left wing into the attacking zone, 1-on-3. Sidesteps a check, but the puck will roll away from him. 5:40 to go in the first. Fairmont trying to work this thing out. They'll fan on the clearing attempt. There's the shot fought off by the blocker of Martinez. Great work on the forecheck here by Shawnigan, but Fairmont Prep able to work it out on the far side as they gain the red line. A long dump in on goal, glove down by Costin. He'll think about it for a minute before he covers up for the whistle. That's a hard hit thrown at the goal line there. It's Bond getting sent into the boards, but it'll end up generating as a chance. As you see McAllister Mugford ring that one off the crossbar, the 5th post in this first period for Shawnigan Lake. Offensive zone face-off win here for Fairmont Prep. However, it's going to be dug and cleared out to center. Back the other way comes Shawnigan. Pass for Mugford was out of his reach. Bond, Mugford, and Bryan out on the ice right now for Shawnigan Lake. 5 minutes to go in the first. They're down by 1. Here's Longo. Can't clear it out. Puck will end up coming back behind the goal for Leo Wang. Here's Wang slowly out of his own zone. Comes onto the near side. Richards just inside the blue. Has it roll away from him. Burberry. Battling there. He's able to work it ahead for Hinks. Phoenix Hinks across the line. Pumps a shot wide on the stick side. That'll be gloved down in the far corner by Fairmont Prep as they look to clear this thing out of the zone. Puck fired over to the open wing. Longo trying to dump that one down low. Pardon me, it's Richards with 4:20 left in period number 1. Blankstein. A long stretch pass in head intended for Nigel Alberts. That one's intercepted, sent back down the ice, but Fairmont did it from their own side of center, as that'll be another icing call. .408 to go in period number one. Offensive zone faceoff coming up for Shawnigan. Phoenix Hinks lining up in the faceoff dot. Defensive zone win for Finn Bradley, however, as Fairmont will take control in their own zone. Puck lifted ahead. Bradley trying to dig it out of the zone. He can't do so. Puck swung around to the far side. That'll be held in by Shirley. Shirley centering pass. Backhander on goal. Pad save made by Martinez. Chance back the other way here for Louis Miata, the lone goal scorer in this hockey game. That'll roll off his stick. Shirley takes possession, but it'll roll away from him now. Miata again. Losing the handle to Phoenix Hinks. Hinks back behind his own goal for Shirley. Forward for Blankstein. Blankstein a long stretch pass ahead. Looking to spring Alberts in on a breakaway, but that'll go off a stick. Then there's a hard spill below the goal line. Both men are up, seem to be okay. Puck dug out by Shawnigan Lake. Comes back to the point. Long shot from Burberry. Deflected wide. Loose now for Stengel. Stengel can't clear it out of the zone. Shawnigan has been doing a fantastic job in the first period of just possessing the puck in the attacking end. Carrying it back the other way now is Miata. Centering pass. There's a shot on goal. Kicked out by the right pad of Costin. It's only the third shot of the first period of play here for Fairmont Prep, but they've made their limited shots count as they're up 1-0. Burberry trying to dump that puck in, takes a crazy bounce off the stanchion. Fairmont back in possession here. Here's Tennant across the line. He'll be tripped. Delayed penalty coming up here against Shawnigan Lake. There's a chance for a one-timer in the slot, but Tennant will have his stick lifted last second by Wilson, but we'll get the call as Bond will head over to the penalty box to take a seat. Or pardon me, it's going to be Burberry as Bond jumped the gun there. Burberry off for the trip. First trip to the man advantage now for Fairmont Prep. They're up 1-0. They'd love to double that up before they head into the dressing room for the ice clean. Face-off will be coming up to the right of Stefan Costin. Mugford into the face-off dot in the defensive zone. He faces off against Trevor Swanson. Swanson gets waved out of the dot. They'll try this one again. Offensive zone face-off win for this power play unit. Back at the far point, long shot, tipped on the way through. What a save by Costin. They'll try to sweep through that rebound. Another chance for Swanson. Fought off by a downed Costin. Now it's Tennant. Double teamed along the near side half wall, and that'll be forced outside the line. Good work there by Ben Stavely. But what a pair of great stops made by Costin. 2 minutes to go in the opening frame. Puck dumped down low. Puck comes out. There it is at the circle. Zhang for Tennant. Back up for Zhang. They'll go far. Longo up top. Tennant near circle. Tennant top of the near circle. Walks down. Backhander across the goal mouth. Nobody can get a tap in on that one. Comes loose for Longo. Longo pinned up in the corner. Puck pulled loose, cleared to the line, knocked down. Comes over to the near side. Tennant sidesteps, tries a shot, but he fanned on it. Another chance for Trevor Swanson to pull that puck loose. Comes into the front of the net. Mugford takes his time before he fires it to the length of the ice with 1:08 remaining in the first period and 40 seconds left in this Fairmont power play. Shots are now 8-4 in favor of Shawnigan Lake. They trail 1-0 as we enter the final minute of the opening frame. Puck dumped down low by Miata. Comes over to the far side, half wall stopped there initially, held in. Miata couldn't find it. Chance back the other way. Here comes Hinks, but he gets stopped up at the blue line. Miata again. Finds a chance there for Franklin. His shot will go well wide on the stick side, and then it'll end up taking a bounce going up into the netting and out of play, as we'll take the whistle with 31.6 left in the first period of play and 5 seconds left in the power play. Fairmont Prep looking very dangerous here with the man advantage, but their best chance came in the first 8 seconds. We'll get a look at this one. Swanson walking his way to the front, but what a left pad save by Costin, as he'll keep his team in this game only down by 1. Penalty expires, teams are back to 5-on-5. That was a massive kill for Shawnigan Lake here. 20 seconds remaining here. Here's Miata at his own blue line. Miata sends a pass cross rink for Franklin. Franklin barreling down the far side wall. He's going to be forced behind the goal. And now we'll get a whistle on the play as that puck ends up going up into the netting. Face-off coming up to the right of Costin. 8.1 left. Fairmont trying to set up to get a shot off the draw here, but they're not going to win the face-off cleanly. Now it's chopped towards the goal by Franklin, goes wide on the short side. And as the final milliseconds tick off here, that will do it for period number 1. Shawnigan Lake outplays the opposition from Fairmont Prep in that opening 18 minutes rather. 8-4 were the welcome back inside Charlie Purdy Arena here in Shawnigan Lake as we get set for our second period of play. Fairmont Prep currently holds a 1-0 lead over Shawnigan after 20 minutes off a first period goal from Louis Miata. Shawnigan looking to answer back early on in this second period as they go to work here. Zhang able to fire that high off the glass, held in at the blue line and dumped back down low. Hard hit thrown down below the goal line. Fairmont Prep looking to get this thing out of their own end. It's Tennant. Tennant up to the red line. He'll flip that puck just wide of the goal. But it looks like he did it from his own side of center, so that'll be an icing call as we get the whistle 28 seconds into our second period. Face-off is going to come back down into the Fairmont zone. It'll be to the right of Jordan Martinez. Martinez has stopped all 8 shots he's seen so far in this hockey game. Kadri lining up at the face-off dot here for Fairmont. He's up against Samuel Wilson. Face-off win for Kadri. And Fairmont will start it out. It's Longo. Banks that one out to center. Shirley gets on top of it now for Shawnigan Lake. Shirley over for Blankstein, back for Shirley. He'll carry it across the blue. Shirley weaves his way onto the near side corner boards. A sharp angle shot fought off by the blocker of Martinez. Rebound glove down and fired towards the goal by Stavely, but that goes wide. Puck pinned out in the corner, comes out in front of the net. That'll go right onto the tape of Tennant, who carries it back the other way. Sends it over to the open side for Longo, but he'll get double teamed. Chance into the attacking zone here for Shawnigan Lake. Sharp angle hit, blocker to side by Martinez. It was Stavely who fired that puck on goal. Stangl back the other way, trying to start a 3-on-2 rush here. However, they got their wires crossed, ended up entering the attacking zone offside, so they're going to have to tag up. Stangl going for a loop back in his own zone, throws a puck D to D. Here's Michael Stewart, back for Stangl, near side Miata, the lone goal scorer in this hockey game. He'll throw that one ahead for Bradley. Bradley has his pocket pick, chance back the other way here for Shawnigan Lake. Nice move made, but he's going to run out of runway there. Good move from Armstrong, but he couldn't follow up. Another chance here for Shawnigan. Fired a short side chance, fought off by the left pad of Martinez. Puck comes into the corner. Armstrong throws a shoulder into his man. Armstrong around behind the cage, angled off the puck. Stewart trying to find it. Now it's loose for McGillis, forward for Stewart, back for McGillis. Over to the open side, he finds Finn Bradley. Bradley gaining the blue line now for Fairmont, tries a shot, that'll be stopped and covered up a little bit awkwardly. But taking the whistle is going to be Costin. .312 gone by here in, or pardon me, 2:12 rather, gone by here in our second period of play. Fairmont Prep still holding on to their 1-0 lead. Defensive zone face-off win for Shawnigan Lake. Puck, however, is going to be held in at the line and dumped back down low. Good work there by Matthew Solar Sheffield. Hard hit thrown in the corner. Fairmont back onto that loose puck. They'll ring that puck around to the near side corner, but Shawnigan's going to get onto that one. They can't clear, however. Now they'll get another chance to work it out of the zone. Here comes Mugford. Drops that puck back. There's a shot on goal, blocked by Zhang as Brian had a lane to the net. Puck rung around to the near side half wall. Trying to get the shot off on the play was Bond, but he'll take a bump. Ends up back in the corner for Zhang. He'll swing it around onto the far side. Solar Sheffield can't clear. In there as well as Brock Husen. Back on the near side now. Kenny trying a shot. That'll go well wide of the goal. Rebound will ricochet down the ice. After it is going to be Jordan Jacks, but he can't catch up in time. Following up now is going to be Fairmont Prep. There's a shot on goal fired by Paul Franklin, knocked away by the right pad of Costin. Puck ends up back down low after it. There's going to be James Richards. Shawnigan Lake looking to slow things down a little bit back in their own zone here. Stangl. Bank pass forward. Silva dumping that puck into the attacking end. McGillis after it on the near side, half wall. Shawnigan looking to work this puck out, ends up squirting loose into the slot, but Shawnigan Lake collects. Here they come across the opposing blue line. Stengel trying to poke that puck loose. Ends up coming into the corner for McGillis. Now it's Stengel again, high off the glass, back at the line, knocked down. A long shot kicked out by the right pad. Job there by Martinez. Wang onto the puck in the corner. He thought about pinning that puck up as he felt a man on him, then he found out it was his own player, Silva. Wang now carrying it across neutral territory, gains the blue line, tries a shot on goal, goes well wide on the glove side. Rebound held in by Silva, but not for long. Shawnigan trying to work it back the other way. That stretch pass will never find its intended target. Back to play in time was Leo Wang. Shawnigan again trying to work their way to the front of it. There's a shot going wide on the blocker's side. Now it's Silva. Near side McGillis. Trying to throw that puck into the middle. Never found its intended target of Kaishu Tennant. Drop pass at the blue line. Carrying it out now is Keegan Shirley. Onto the far side, Kerr. Kerr knocked off that puck. Loose for Kadri back the other way. Delayed penalty coming up here against Shawnigan Lake. And now as Shawnigan touches up, we'll get the call on the play. As Fairmont Prep will head back to the power play here. They're up 1-0 after a first period goal from Louis Miata. They're looking to add to their lead here. As Shirley takes a seat for interference. 7:28 the time of the calls. We get another look at this one here. And it's just a late check. The puck was already moved on by the pass. Collision was still made right in front of the official. A pretty black and white call from the man in black and white. It's a referee joke. Oh, it was pretty good, you know. Fairmont Prep back onto the power play here. Face-off coming up to the right of Stefan Costin. Shawnigan clears it to the line. That'll be knocked down there. Up onto the near side. A one-timer attempt fired on goal. That'll be blocked on the way through off the stick of Tennant. Fairmont holds the puck in initially. Then the second clearing attempt caught his own man up high. Here's a chance in front. A good glove save made by Costin.
Steph Costin is born and raised in Victoria. He has been at Shawnigan Lake for many years and is their starting goaltender. Steph, great job.
And you know, he's been the quieter of the two netminders so far in this game. He's only seen 6 shots fired at him, but he's turned aside 5 of them. And remember that stop he made on the power, or on the penalty kill rather, back in the first period to play with the left pad. As we have a delayed penalty coming up here against Fairmont Prep. That's going to do it for this power play, as we're going to get a minute 35 of 4-on-4 coming up. As we'll try to see what the call is going to be. It's going to be another interference penalty. This time it's going to be assessed onto the other side. It's Trevor Swanson taking the seat. So now a minute 35 with lots of open ice here at 4-on-4. Face-off will come all the way down into the Fairmont zone. It'll be to the left of goaltender Martinez. Defensive zone face-off win here for Fairmont Prep. As we mentioned ad nauseum, lots of open ice here at 4-on-4. Look for these players to try to find some open ice and turn on the Jets. Here's Zhang, fires it up for Solar Sheffield. His drop pass for long goes out of his reach. Solar Sheffield back onto it himself. Onto the right wing for Zhang as he gains the blue line. Zhang in for Solar Sheffield. The pass is out of his reach as he has his stick lifted on the play. Chance back the other way for Shawnigan Lake as they look to equalize. Coming across the line now is Armstrong, leaving that puck behind. Here's a shot down Main Street. A good right shoulder save made by Martinez as he'll turn aside that chance from Tristan Burberry. Puck pinned up behind the net. Comes around onto the far side. Half wall. Tennant is after it there. Tennant goes for a skate around the circle. He'll start it back the other way. Tennant across the line. Dishes onto the near side. Centering pass blocked on the way through by a defender. Loose now for Nolan Blankstein. Blankstein walking this thing across the blue himself, but they're going to call it on a late offside as we get the whistle. 7:04 gone by here in period number 2. Still a 1-0 lead for Fairmont Prep. Neutral zone draw coming up here. It'll be right in front of the Shawnigan Lake bench. 24 seconds left in the first penalty. Then it'll be a 25-second power play for Shawnigan Lake once their penalty expires. Breaking it out now is Stewart. Michael Stewart across the line, but they're going to call that offside on the play. He let go a late shot after the whistle. Shawnigan didn't like that one, as there's a little bit of pushing and shoving after the whistle, but cooler heads will prevail. Neutral zone face-off win here. Back in his own zone is Michael Stewart out of San Clemente, California. Puck will get turned over. Here's a chance in the high slot. Shawnigan looking to go to work here. They score! And it's going to be Wilson striking on this shortened power play, and Shawnigan Lake will even this game up at 1 apiece. Samuel Wilson, the product of Seattle, only has 3 goals so far in the CSSHL regular season, but you go to the net with your nose to the grindstone and good things happen. He'll find a loose puck in front of Martinez and he'll shove that one through the wickets, evening this game up at 1 apiece and taking a little bit of pressure off of Shawnigan Lake here on home ice. Now we'll see if Shawnigan will be able to build off of their momentum here. Meanwhile, for Fairmont Prep, you want to answer back immediately, try to stomp out any flames that Shawnigan is building. Here's Wang going for a loop himself. He'll take a bit of a spill there, ends up taking a back bump against the boards. Puck turned over inside the line. Kerr's after it at the half wall against Miata. Bradley able to backhand that one out to center ice, stopped there. Langstein into his own end for Shirley. Sent back onto the near side, Blankstein. He'll gain the blue. Blankstein into the circle, tries to work that back up to the forehand for a shot, but he'll have his stick lifted on the play. Loose puck will be cleared out of the zone. Shirley back into his own end. Shots are 12-6 in favor of Shawnigan Lake. It's a 1-1 tie between themselves and Fairmont Prep. Here comes Shawnigan back across the line. There's the centering pass. Looking for a tip in front of the net there was Spencer Curry, but he couldn't connect. Curry and AP called up from the U17 squad. Finding his way into the lineup, a long attempted stretch pass from Solar Sheffield is well out of the reach of its intended target, as that'll go down the length of the ice for an icing call. 15 seconds shy of the halfway mark of this hockey game, a 1-1 tie. Another spirited tilt to start off this tournament. Bradley into the face-off dot in the defensive zone. He'll line up against Phoenix Hinks. Bradley wins that one cleanly. Wang's going to blow a tire, however, allowing Shawnigan to steal that puck down in the near side corner. Wang tried to dig it loose, gets it around to the far side half wall. Burberry is there. Now it's Hinks looking back to the point. Hinks gets it back himself, looking for Killam in the slot. That's blocked. Hinks, he'll have his pocket pick now. McGillis back the other way. He'll gain the opposing blue line. McGillis gains the half, dumping it down low. Now around behind the cage. Back to the point. Kadri lost the handle on that puck. Chance back the other way for Shawnigan Lake. Here they are across the line. Little drag move from Hinks. He's forced down low. Puck comes out to the far side half wall before it gets dumped right back down low. It'll come around to the near side. Here's Longo. He has Stewart with him. Long pass to center for Kadri. Kadri throws left wing for Tennant. Kaishu Tennant towards the goal. That'll be deflected wide. Now it's Stengel. Up top, long shot, glove down, rebound, they score! Fairmont Prep finding the garbage at the top of the blue paint. They find themselves back on top. It's 2-1. And that's great work there from Matthew Kadri to just show strength in front of the goal there and outmuscle his competition, finding that loose puck and depositing it between the skate and the near side post. And his team is back up, 2-1. 16 goals so far in the regular season this year for Matthew Kadri, and it's his first of the tournament. And now Shawnigan Lake, as quickly as they tied it up, find themselves back down. Having to work from behind the 8 ball yet again in this hockey game. Zhang fires it high off the glass out the center. That's as far as they're going to get. Here's Nigel Alberts. Alberts onto the near side. There's a chance on goal. Fought up by Martinez. Nearly handcuffed him, but he's able to make a good stop. Wang near side. Wang stretches that puck ahead. Jax couldn't handle it. Now it's Charlie Kittleson. Gets that as far as the Fairmont blue line. Wang will stop it there. Ahead for Swanson. He'll look to dump that puck in from neutral territory. Is blocked. Swanson will follow up himself. Swanson down Main Street. Tries a shot. It's blocked and deflected wide. 7 minutes even remaining in the second period of play. A 2-1 lead for Fairmont Prep as we have a hand pass on the play, so we'll get the whistle. 6:58 to go. Shots are now 13-8 in favor of Shawnigan Lake. They find themselves down by 1 here. Martinez has been very good in goal for Fairmont Prep so far. Neutral zone draw coming up here in front of the penalty boxes. Face-off win. Stangl dumps that puck in after the draw. Trolling it back in his own zone is going to be Keegan Shirley. Long stretch pass is stopped up at center by Stangl. He'll take his time before he dumps it back in on goal where it's gloved down by Costin. Chance back the other way here from McAllister Mugford. Mugford after it in the corner. Works it out to the front of the net. That'll go off the skate of a defenseman and wide. Back of the line now, Blankstein. D-to-D, Shirley. Shirley again, working off the near side, half wall back to the point, a long shot through traffic, stopped on the way through, rebound, he scores! They're gonna wave it off, they're gonna say the net came off its moorings, maybe the goaltender was interfered with due to a cross-check from McAllister Mugford as he sent Solar Sheffield into the netminder. An unfortunate break there for Sullivan Bryan, who as he was falling down was able to score this goal. See, he gets tripped there at the bottom of the face-off circle by Silva. Still able to get the shot off to the short side, but they're going to say the cross-check in front of the net ended up knocking a defenseman into the goaltender, which rendered him unable to make a stop on the play. So it's textbook goaltender interference, enough to overturn a goal, not enough to send somebody to the penalty box. Game continues at the 2-1 score for Fairmont Prep. Shawnigan looking to change that. There's a shot from the far circle, blocked on the way through. Here's Zhang, he'll clear that puck out. He's really shaken up back in his own zone here as he struggles to his feet. And he's going to be forced to go to the bench here as he is hurt. Or maybe they're going to try to keep him out here. No, they're going to let Zhang go off as he is injured. So Fairmont Prep allowed to change out one of the skaters following that icing call. .5:45 to go in the second. A 2-1 lead for Fairmont Prep. Puck comes back to the point. Burberry throws to the half wall. Trying to find Stavely. It's intercepted. Stewart back the other way along the near side. Stewart with a nice head of steam. Sharp angle bid, goes high and wide on the glove side. Rebound will ricochet off the end glass all the way out to center. Now it's Wang. Bang pass forward for Finn Bradley. He'll tip that down the far side half wall. Nice little spin move in the defensive zone from Tristan Burberry. Back behind his own goal for Egan Kenny. Another AP called up from the U17 Shawnigan Lake squad. Stavely. Back into his own zone. A long bank stretch pass from his own side of center. Not enough for an icing as the goaltender left his crease to play it. Here's Hinks. Nice little spin move in the corner to stay away from Bradley. Hinks now pinned up by Bradley here. Stavely trying to dig that puck loose as well. McGillis will poke that out. After it, it's going to be Miata. Louis Miata can't pull that puck loose as he was looking for a rush for his second of the night. Now it's Phoenix. Hinks onto his horse. Hinks goes wide around Bradley. Backhand bid. Save made. Rebound. They score. It's Stavely. A 2-2 tie with 4:34 to go in the second. Ben Stavely, the Vancouver product, finds the loose change in front of the net. It's been a shot and a rebound kind of tournament so far here on a Thursday, and Stavely, after a good initial bid from Hinks, is able to find the loose change and send that into the back of the net off the blocker of the goaltender. And for the second time in this period, Shawnigan Lake has tied the game up. They'll look to keep this one tied for the final 4:30 of this second period as they don't want to go back to the dressing room down by 1. Here's Stengel at the line. His long shot will be blocked on the way through. Shawnigan Lake looking to work this thing back the other way. They'll get it as far as center ice. Solar Sheffield. Cross rink pass onto the far side. There's a sharp angle bid fired over top of the net. Letting that one go is Kadri looking for his second of the period. Solar Sheffield. Throws that one to center. It's tipped into the attacking zone by Kaishu Tennant. However, it's going to work out here for Shawnigan Lake as they're able to work it back the other way, but they're stopped inside the blue line. Another chance here. This time it's Nigel Alberts. Alberts turning inside the blue line. He'll backhand that one down low. Swanson collects the loose puck, leaves behind for Zhang, clears that up the wall, held in and fired towards the goal. That's wide on the glove side. Rebound will come onto the far side. Here's Blankstein, walks down the wall, tries a shot through traffic, it's blocked, ends up in the corner. Now there's a centering pass, fired high, up into the netting and out of play, as Zhang was able to reach in and deflect that one out of play.
Ben Stavely, the previous goal scorer, is growing up now in Calgary, Alberta. This is his first year on Shawnigan Lake School, and he is an asset on and off the ice. Congrats, Ben.
And that's what you want from your rookie performance. You want to find them getting themselves onto the back of the net, finding themselves onto the score sheet. And with your team down by 1, that's when you want to find the back of the net there. As we have another delayed penalty coming up here against Shawnigan Lake, as it's going to be a hooking call coming up. Another trip to the man advantage coming up here for Fairmont Prep. And it's going to be Mugford taking the seat here. 2 minutes for the hook. And now another opportunity for Fairmont Prep to claw their way back on top here in the dying minutes of our second period. Time of the call, 14 minutes, 49 seconds. Puck's going to come out to center after a misplaced pass. Onto it now is Landon Longo. Longo for Zhang. Here comes Zhang, drops it back for Tennant. Kaishu Tennant through neutral territory, weaves his way across the blue line on the right wing, throwing on the brakes at the half wall. Back at the blind is Longo. Those two will switch. Longo gets stick checked, and that loose puck will bounce out to center. 35 seconds gone by in this power play. Tennant weaves his way through neutral territory. Tennant chops that puck down low. After there's Trevor Swanson. Swanson after it again behind the goal. That'll be pulled loose by Shawnigan, cleared around to the far point, knocked down by Tennant. Tennant into the high slot. That one's blocked. Chance for a short-handed breakaway. Here comes Hinks to give Shawnigan the lead. He digs. What a save! The rebound, they jam away, they score! It's Stavely again. Shawnigan takes the lead with a short-handed marker. Hinks comes in on a breakaway. He's denied point blank by Martinez, but as Martinez is down in the splits, he's unable to recover. He can't find the loose puck. And then following up, it's Stavely to get his second of the period, jamming that one past a downed goaltender as he's getting checked to the ice on the play. But Stavely, his second in about 5 minutes' time, gives Shawnigan their first lead of the hockey game. It's 3-2 with 2:05 to go in period 2. And now if you're Fairmont Prep, you need to be careful that your goaltender Martinez doesn't get rattled. He's been so good for the first 34 minutes of this hockey game or so. You can't let him get into his own head after getting beaten twice in about 4 minutes. Fairmont still on the power play, looking to even this thing up before they head into the dressing room. Long pass back to the point is going to be intercepted and forced out to center ice. Stengel loses the handle on that puck. Stolen away on the forecheck by Curry. Curry trying to get a turn and burn shot off from the high slot. It's going to be blocked. Killam back into the corner. Finding Spencer Curry. Penalty about to expire. Finn Bradley on the near side now for Fairmont. He's got Stewart and Miata. Works it into the middle for McGillis. He was looking the wrong way. Took the pass off the trailing skate. Teams are back to even. Into the attacking zone comes Mugford trying to split the D, but he'll have his pocket picked. Bradley back the other way up the near side. Bradley into the attacking zone, takes the shot from the right circle over top of the net on the glove side. Fresh off the bench there was Paul Franklin, but that puck is going to go out of play as we get a whistle.
Ben Stavely has scored 2 goals this period, which is crazy. Adaby Ben, he clearly shows his smarts on and off the ice with a 90-plus average in AP Physics too. I don't know about you, Joey, but that seems pretty impressive, doesn't it?
Well, you see the physics as he's falling down on that last one, still able to use that momentum to direct that one into the back of the net for his second of the period. He's having quite an outing so far. As we mentioned, only 3 goals so far in the CSSHL regular season, but 2 goals in this period as he's making himself a front runner for the Player of the Game award for Shawnigan Lake after our final buzzer in the third period. Obviously, I don't pick that one, but, you know, you score 2 goals. You got to be making an impact there. Your coaches have got to see that. Shawnigan onto the power play here with 38 seconds left in this second period. They're up 3-2. Blankstein bumps that one behind the goal. Comes around into the near corner. It's Hinks. He couldn't get there in time before Solar Sheffield fires at the length of the ice. Shots 19-6 in favor of Shawnigan. They're up 3-2. Chance for one more rush here on this power play before the end of the period. It's Phoenix Hinks. Hinks trying to throw on the brakes at the half wall. He'll have his pocket picked. Shawnigan still has that puck, but not for long. Here's a chance for a breakaway back the other way. It's Franklin in on goal. He digs, has it roll off his stick before he can pull the trigger. Franklin that close to evening it up in the last 10 seconds, but Shawnigan able to carry a 3-2 lead after 40 minutes into the dressing room after a pair of massive second period goals from Ben Stavely takes them from a 2-1 deficit to a 3-2 lead. Folks, stick around. Coming up here in our second intermission, we'll take a quick recap of our first 2 periods, and we'll get the stage set for period number 3. Your score after 40, Shawnigan Lake School 3, Fairmont Prep 2. For all of us here at Trick Shot, my name is Joey Pitt. We will chat with you after this. And welcome back inside Charlie Purdy Arena here in Shawnigan Lake, BC. Joey Pitt here with you in the broadcast booth for Trick Shot. Currently a 3-2 lead for Shawnigan Lake School over Fairmont Prep after a big second period of play from Shawnigan forward Ben Stavely.
Yeah, solid second period for Shawnigan. We saw 2 goals from Ben Stavely and some great saves by Stephen Thompson from Victoria. Can't wait to see what's coming in the third period.
And it's a good thing to mention in this hockey game that Fairmont took the first 2 leads. They were up 1-0 and 2-1 in this game at one point. It was those 2 straight goals from Ben Stavely in that second period including one of them being short-handed, that has Shawnigan up for the first time in this hockey game. Third period about to begin here. And here we go for our third period puck drop. Back underway here. Carrying it in is Keegan Shirley. Shirley drops that puck back to the point for Alberts, throwing it D to D. Shawnigan still on the power play here to start this third. Shirley throws it across. That'll go off a stick, up into the netting and out of play as we'll get a whistle here. 26 seconds gone by here in our third period of play. Shawnigan still on the power play for another 42 seconds. As Fairmont forward, Louis Miata still in the penalty box right now. A minor penalty late in that second period. Good clear off the draw here by Fairmont. Puck will come all the way down. Costin out of his goal to play a little spin move as he sends it over to the near side half wall. Back the other way comes Hinks. Phoenix Hinks up to the blue line. He'll dump down low. Shirley. D to D pass. Back down into the corner for Hinks. He goes up to the point now. Nolan Blankstein, he'll walk down into the circle for Hinks. That'll roll off his stick. 3 seconds left in the power plays. That'll get cleared back down the ice, and that'll do it for the man advantage. Blankstein doesn't like what he sees. He'll throw on the brakes, goes back behind his own goal. Starting it out now with Shirley. Shirley streaking it in across the blue line. Shirley down behind the cage. He'll take a hit behind the goal. Puck popped out. Chance on the far side. That'll be fired over top of the goal. Shawnigan looking to add to their lead here. Comes over to the far circle with Shirley again. That one handcuffed the goaltender, but it's fought off on the play. Good job there by Jordan Martinez. Up top is Samuel Wilson, comes over to the far circle, tries a sharp angle shot that's fought off by the right shoulder. Chance back the other way. Here comes McGillis. He'll be taken down on the play, no call. Or pardon me, there will be a call from the official in the near side corner. And it'll be another power play coming up here for Fairmont Prep. As you get another look at this opportunity, and you just see the sliding defenseman looking to take away the passing lane, but slid a little bit too far. And you can also give a little bit of credit to the Fairmont player for skating into the collision, but that is still a trip by definition of the book. And it's going to be Kittleson taking the seat as he's escorted over to the penalty box. Mugford into the draw against Matthew Kadri. Kadri already has 1 goal in this hockey game. The other one belonging to Miata. There's a chance in front of the net. Turned aside, rebounds loose in the paint. They jam away, and a good right shoulder save made as Costin fights that one off. Now it's Tennant. Down below the goal line. Now gets swung around to the far point. It's Longo. Longo flips that towards the goal. Glove down by Costin. It was going about 2 or 3 feet wide, but he's not going to take any chances as he'll take a whistle. See, the initial bid will be deflected wide. It ends up stopping at the top of the blue paint. They'll jam away at it, but nobody can direct it on goal. Face-off win here. Long shot tipped on front of the net. And that one goes just wide of the goal off a tip from Trevor Swanson. Now it's Tennant. Onto the far side, Longo. Centering pass comes onto the near side for Tennant in the circle. He'll turn, goes back to the half wall. Up to the tee box. Zhang. Far side tries a centering pass. That'll be blocked on the way through. Chance here for Shawnigan to clear the puck out of the zone. Zhang again. Connor Zhang dumps it into the corner. Loose behind the goal. Shawnigan's onto it now, but they lose the handle on it. And now that puck fired off the glass down the length of the ice. 48 seconds left in this power play. Fairmont would desperately like to strike with this man advantage to draw this game back even. 3:35 gone by in our third. Here comes Tennant. Taishu Tennant stopping up at the half wall, dumps it behind the cage. Stewart, D-to-D pass, long shot for the point, tipped on the way through, they score! It's Trevor Swanson on the power play. Fairmont ties the game. Stewart takes the shot, Swanson with the tip in front of the net. And it's another power play marker. The long shot from the point, tipped on the way through. And pardon me, it's Cameron Stangl letting go the initial shot, tipped in front of the net by Trevor Swanson. And another power play marker draws this game even yet again. And now let's see who's going to have the momentum in this hockey game now. Good work in the attacking zone on this forecheck. Chance in front of the net. Great save made. Rebound. The goaltender's down on his back. Nobody can find it as it ends up down in the corner. Ended up nearly underneath the referee on the play. Now it's a chance for Fairmont to work this puck forward. Sent to center ice. Working it down low is going to be Jordan Jacks. He's down 1-on-2. Comes loose for Sylvia. Silva couldn't find it. Puck cleared just outside the line. Silva looking for it again. Now it's backhanded down low by Franklin. Puck cleared to the line. Miata knocks that puck down to the blue. Cleared out a second time as that'll go high off the glass. And another too many men penalty is coming up here against Fairmont. It's going to be a late one. But Shawnigan Lake is going to catch a break here as they'll head to the man advantage yet again.
Fun fact about Shawnigan Lake School is you actually get sorted into a house based on your personality. So it is actually pretty impressive. Steph Costin, our goalie, is in Lonsdale's house, which is perceived to be a strong, logical house.
Now you have to be curious, if you're on a power play unit, does that really help which house you're going to be in? If you're a power play specialist compared to a penalty kill guy? Back underway here, Shawnigan looking to regain their lead, and they'll look to do it on this man advantage. Puck goes around to the far side, point knocked down there by Brockhusen. Brockhusen again. Throws that puck to the half wall. Shot from the circle, that one's blocked on the way through off the stick of Stavely. Already a pair in this hockey game for him. Brockhusen for Stavely. Goes down low, there's a centering pass, loose in the slot. Nobody can find it, chance back the other way, it's cleared down the ice. Costin out of his goal to play. He'll leave it behind for a defender. Carrying it out now is going to be Jack Brockhusen. Bond trying to work that one down low. Bond onto it again, can't find it. Fairmont looking to work this puck out of the zone here short-handed. They'll get it out to center ice. Puck dumped into the attacking zone now by Stavely. Comes onto the near side, Blankstein. Up to the point, Keegan Shirley. D-to-D pass, there's a long shot from the circle, high and wide. Alberts from the point. Down to the half wall. Brockhusen, Shirley, Brockhusen. D-to-D, up top is Alberts. Far circle, Alberts gets it back, high slot, he shoots. Knocked down in front, rebound, comes to the top of the circle. Nolan Blankstein now couldn't find much of it, and that one's going to end up going out of play as we get a whistle. 24 seconds left in this power play. Lots of good movement here from Shawnigan Lake School. And they're getting their chances, but a lot of the chances are coming from blocks in front of the net and loose pucks falling off of the defenders with the goaltender down. It might be a play that you might have to look for unintentionally, intentionally. Offensive zone face-off win. Shirley. Near side, there's a long shot, kicked out, rebounds loose, and that'll be taken aside by Franklin. 13 seconds left in this power play. Franklin gaining the blue line on the near side. Franklin trying to power his way through, goes around behind the cage, trying to force a wraparound. He couldn't get it off. Phoenix hinks back the other way, into the middle for Blankstein. Blankstein onto the near side. Shirley, his shot's blocked. Rebounds loose in the corner. Shawnigan back onto the Lucy. 7 minutes gone by here in our third. Puck comes back to the line. It's Alberts. He walks to the circle. Leaves it behind. Now it's Shirley again. Trying to drop that puck back. Lost the handle on it, but he's going to win the race back into his own zone. As hustling in was Jordan Jacks for Fairmont. Loose puck in neutral territory. Here's a long shot and a blocker save made by Costin, and that goes up into the netting and out of play off the stick of Solar Sheffield.
Nolan Blankstein has been at Shawnigan Lake since grade 8 and is now all the way up to grade 12. He is originally from Burnaby, BC, and a star player on the U18 hockey team. Great job, Nolan.
And it says a lot about the pedigree of Shawnigan Lake that BWC, Burnaby Winter Club, is right there. It's an easy school. You could go there, probably still live at home with mom and dad, still elected to come here to Shawnigan Lake to further the hockey and educational career.
For sure.
Offside at the line. They'll blow this one dead, try it again, dropping in neutral territory. 7:31 gone by here in our third. 21-12 with the shots on goal, but it's a 3-3 tie. Neutral zone face-off win. Shawnigan takes possession back in their own zone. Mugford gets that as far as the opposing blue line before it's stopped up there. Tennant goes for a loop back into his own zone here. Tennant throws on the brakes in the corner. Lost that one in his skates, elects to dump it down low, nearly gave it away as Shawnigan goes to work on the forecheck, comes to the front of the net, just missing an opportunity there in front of the net. Looked like McAllister Mugford. Chance back the other way for Fairmont. Long shot, stick save made by Costin as he deflects it up into the netting and out of play, giving us another whistle. Just past the 10-minute mark of our third period of play, a 3-3 tie. Only the second game of the weekend so far, but it could be the first one to go the distance. Face-off win here for Shawnigan Lake. They'll start it back the other way as they flip that puck in on goal. It'll come all the way down on Jordan Martinez, who will cover up for the whistle. A decent little student section has formed up along just here to our right on the Shawnigan Lake side. It shows student support. Always like to see a cheer section. Now, girls, if you guys weren't up here with me, would you guys be down there?
100%. We have lots of girls down there on the boyfriend side.
Puck pinned up along the near side half wall. Fairmont able to clear it out. Onto it now in neutral territory is Tristan Burberry as they dump that puck back in. 9:30 to go in our third. Puck up top. It's going to bounce out of the zone here. Maddock Bond trying to work that one in. It'll be stopped up inside the line by Cameron Stangl. Stangl fires it up the far side boards, couldn't clear. Chance in front of the net now, over skating it initially was Bond. Now Bond, a centering pass back to the back door, off the post. It was post, maybe wide, and I think it was post. Now it's a chance back the other way, and a shot on goal is going to be fanned on heavily by Paul Franklin. Saul Martinez give his left post a little love tap with his glove as the play went back the other way, so I think that one nicked off the iron. Play rolls on, 8:40 to go in the third. Trying to walk his way down the near side was Blankstein, but he'll be stopped up. Puck flipped in on goal. Costin will stop that one, leaving it behind. Loose puck now for Keegan Shirley. Shirley stretches it ahead, tipped forward into the attacking zone by Nigel Alberts. Out of the far side now, that'll be tipped out to center ice. Shirley there again. D for Blankstein. Back over for Shirley. Look for a little drag move. He'll get stopped up. Chance back the other way. Here's Miata. Worked it inside the line. Stopped up there by Alberts. He'll work it forward on the right wing. Into the attacking zone comes Stavely. Stavely rings that puck around. Comes to the point. It's Alberts. He'll walk the line. Alberts, D-to-D pass. Back up for Alberts. Top of the circle. He lets it go. He scores! Alberts takes the shot. I think it's tipped on the way through. And Shawnigan Lake is back up 4-3 with 7:48 to go in the third. And Alberts is leading the handshake line. So it might be his. Alberts gets this one top of the circle. It's fired through. I think it's deflected in off a defenseman as you see him point at a Shawnigan player in front of the net and then realize, wait a minute, he's not celebrating, it must be mine. Alberts, 14 goals so far in the CSSHL regular season. That's his first of this tournament, putting his team up 4-3. And now for Fairmont, time beginning to become a bit of an enemy here as they've surrendered 3 consecutive goals. Or pardon me, 3 of the last 4 goals, rather. Here's Shirley back in his own zone. He'll lift that one down the length of the ice. Not enough on it for an icing. Michael Stewart. Stewart flips it onto the near side. Back to play it is Blankstein. Blankstein throws that puck ahead. Pass into the middle for Kerr. Here comes Ryder Kerr, but he'll be poke checked on the play. Puck will come back down into the Shawnigan zone. And now there will be an icing called as a long stretch pass intended for Sullivan Bryant will be well out of his reach. 6:58 to go in our third. Shawnigan now back on top. This time it's 4-3. Tie-up win here for Fairmont Prep. Here's a chance in the high slot, but the shot for Kadri will be blocked. Puck cleared out to the blue line. Shawnigan trying to get a quick line change in. Fairmont looking to catch them on it. Here they come into the attacking zone. It's Straggle. Stangle's long shot there from Miata from the top of the circle. Goes wide on the glove side, ricocheting all the way down to the opposing blue. Back in his own zone now is Kittleson. Worked ahead but stopped at center ice. Chance back the other way for Fairmont. Drop pass. Trying to work to the front of the net there. Stick check on the play. Now it comes back to the point. A slap shot fired towards the goal with authority by Matthew Solar Sheffield, but that'll go off a stick high into the netting and out of play as we get the whistle with 6:12 to go in our third.
You can see Charlie Kittleson back on the ice after a tough soak in the penalty box a few minutes back. Fun fact about Charlie, he was actually born in Australia. Moved here when he was 5 and has been growing up at Shawnigan Lake ever since. He was here in grade 8 and is continuing to probably enter grade 12 next year.
Very small transit between those two spots. He can probably still live at home.
Yes, definitely.
Back underway here, 6:04 to go in our third. Puck dumped into the attacking zone here by Fairmont. Costin left his goal to play. Puck dumped back in, but Fairmont's offside, so they can't go after it. They'll tag up and re-enter the attacking zone. Alberts lifts that one ahead. Some wires got crossed as a pair of Fairmont players crashed into each other. Now it's Alberts through neutral territory, narrowly sidestepping a big knee-on-knee check. Now it's Hanks down Main Street, he scores! Phoenix Hanks pumps her low to the stick side, increasing the lead to 5-3. With a delayed penalty and the referee's arm in the air, Phoenix Hanks scores his first of the tournament. 9 goals so far in the CSSHL regular season for Hanks. It's his first of the tournament, as he was able to gain the attacking zone with a bit of speed, use the defenseman as a screen, and pump that one low to the stick side on one that Martinez would more than likely want to have back. But it's now a 5-3 lead for Shawnigan, as they've been able to turn this game around. Blankstein starting it out of his own zone here. 5:25 to go in the third. Blankstein, sharp angle bid off the outside of the post. It's gloved down. Maddock Bond working down low with Mugford. Comes around to the far side. Work down low now. Bond again centering pass. They couldn't get the shot off. McGillis trying to knock that puck away. Playing it down the wall is going to be Ryder Kerr. Fairmont back onto that loose puck in their own zone. They'll work this one out. Comes onto the near side. Tenen tried to get a stick on that one. He'll only deflect it into the attacking zone. Shirley back onto that puck. Sends it over to the far side. But as Mugford touches up, we're going to get a call on the play. As we have there's a referee down in the corner. Our view is just obstructed, and it looks like a puck hit him right in the back of the head. And he'll slowly struggle back up to his feet. Training staff is on the ice from Shawnigan Lake. We'll get a nice round of applause as he makes his way back up to his feet. But we'll get another look at it here. As Shirley goes to clear it, it catches him. That might have been right on the ankle bone.
Whew, that does not look like it was fun.
So it looks like it probably landed just above the support on the skate. So it might have hit the ankle bone there. Geez, you talk about a tough soak sitting in the penalty box. How about a tough soak there?
100%. That ref is going to feel that tomorrow morning.
Well, let's hope he'll be able to get his skate on tomorrow morning, because I assume he's going to be back on for another couple games at least this weekend.
100%.
And he's going to call it a night there. So they're going to three-man this one for the final 4:44. And here comes Shawnigan looking for more. Into the attacking zone they come. Puck, back of the line, it's Curry. Curry tries a shot, blocked and deflected wide. Now it's loose down low. Trying to find it is Leo Wang. He can't clear. Goes around to the far side. This time Fairmont's onto it, and they got numbers. Throwing on the brakes was Richards, but he ended up losing the handle on the puck. Chance back the other way here for Blankstein. Blankstein, left circle, he shoots! Goes wide of the goal. Now it's Sullivan Bryan, up to the point. He finds Keegan Shirley, back for Bryan, right circle. He shoots over top of the net. Curry on the far side, he'll dump it back down low. Ends up below the goal line. Bryan trying to dig it loose. Helping him out will be the fresh Samuel Wilson. And as the puck gets pinned up along the end boards, the referee has seen enough. He'll blow that one dead. 3:38 to go in the third. One more game coming up today in this tournament. It's going to be between St. George's School and Palm Springs Hockey Academy. There's a shot, they score right off the draw. And that is offensive awareness off an offensive zone face-off win. And it's going to be another one for Nigel Alberts. So Hinks is going to win this face-off, clean as a whistle. And Alberts will get it. He'll take 1-2 steps using the two centermen as a screen and rip that one off the far post and in. His second goal in as many shots. And it's now a 6-3 lead for Shawnigan Lake School as they have stormed all the way back. They didn't get the start they wanted, but it's certainly been the finish they wanted. They're up by 3 now. Puck worked into the attacking zone here by Fairmont Prep, but they can't get it farther than the inside of the line. Kittleson pinned up in the corner. Final 3 minutes of the third. Shawnigan looking for more. Carrying across the line is Mugford. He'll be stopped up. Following up was Bond. He'll lose the puck in his skates. Now it's Sullivan Bryan. Bryant leaves that puck behind in the corner for Mugford. They'll try to work it to the front of the net. Goes off the tip of the glove of the goaltender back behind the cage. Puck fired back down the wall. It's Bond. Bond into the near circle. Tries a shot, deflected into the corner. Down for the line is going to be Egan Kenny. Kenny around to the near side. Delayed penalty coming up here against Fairmont Prep. And Shawnigan's going to be headed back to the power play one more time with 2:29 to go in the third.
We saw Egan Kenny come out here this time, born and raised in Edmonton, Alberta. He is the assistant captain for the U17 team and is an AP on the U18 team. Following in his brother's footsteps as a defenseman, it is pretty cool to see him out here representing the Stags for an upper division.
And it's one of two affiliate players from the U17 Shawnigan Lake Club that are in the lineup here this afternoon, the other one being Spencer Curry out of Mill Bay.
As well, he is also an assistant captain as well on the U17 team.
Offensive zone face-off win for Shawnigan as they'll go to work on another power play. Wilson leaves it behind, comes onto the near side. A one-timer attempt for Kenny. It's blocked in front of the net. Now it's Curry. Goes down low for Samuel Wilson. Wilson throws on the brakes behind the cage. Wilson, near point, Kenny. Throws that puck D to D. Just holding it into the line is going to be Sullivan Bryant. Back behind the goal, Ryder Kerr was after that. Puck comes into the corner. Wilson, down low, Kerr. Sharp angle bid off the shoulder of the goaltender and out. Kerr again, working from behind the net. Out muscles his man, and they're going to call that one a penalty on the play. 2 minutes for an illegal head contact, it looks like. It was a stick lift on the play with a little bit too much oomph to it, and Kerr will take a seat with 109 seconds left in regulation time.
Ryder Kerr actually led last year's CSSHL in penalty minutes for the U17 team. As much as he seems scary on the ice, he is a teddy bear when he's off the ice.
Hey, I hope he doesn't hear you say that. 4-on-4 here for the next minute 20, a minute 45 left in our third as Shirley will storm his way down the right wing. He finds Mugford. Here he comes across the blue line. Mugford tries a centering pass. Comes for Bond. He'll go for a skate. Looks to center for Mugford, but he was falling down, couldn't get a shot off. Chance back the other way here for Fairmont Prep. Laying that one aside, however, in the corner is going to be Blankstein. Minute 25 left in regulation. Shirley goes for a skate. Left wing Blankstein. He'll gain the blue line. He's got a lane. Blankstein puts it between his own legs, turns at the bottom of the line. Goes on to the near side for Bond. He can't corral it. Now he's just going to do a good job to use body position to keep his man Stewart away from that puck. Now it's Shirley. Shirley across, and a one-timer goal for Nolan Blankstein makes it 7-3 with a minute 5 left in regulation.
Nolan Blankstein had a particularly hard winter break as he lost a very special family member to him. That goal was definitely for him, looking above in the heavens.
And you know what? When you tee one up like that one, you can kind of let off a bit of steam, so to speak. It's like going to the gym after a bad day at work. You can let whatever's bugging you get off on the bench press or on the curls. And in this case, it's a massive one-timer for Blankstein as he'll find the back of the net. It's his 6th goal of the year as he has 5 in regular season play, and this is his first of the tournament. Final minute of the third period of play now officially underway at Shawnigan Lake. The home team up by 4 now at 7-3. Puck fired into the attacking zone, Costa behind his goal to play. Kittleson on the near side, he'll get stopped up by a pair of forecheckers. Solar Sheffield in there. As is Stengel, the referees are going to blow that one dead. Face-off will stay deep in the Shawnigan Lake zone. As we mentioned, only one game remaining here this afternoon, and that one's coming up right after this one between St. George's School and Palm Springs Hockey Academy. Defensive zone face-off win here for Spencer Curry. Puck goes around to the far side. It's held in at the line. Cleared back to the line. Held in one more time. Wilson, couple whacks at his man as he sends Zeng to the ice. Chance back the other way for Spencer Curry. Looking to split the D here, but he'll be separated from that puck. The Lucy trickles in on goal where it's covered up by Martinez. 7 goals on 25 shots sounds a lot worse than it actually was here tonight for Martinez. He was very good through the first 40 minutes of this hockey game, but the momentum just continued to build for Shawnigan Lake, and making the best of their opportunities has been the name of the game this afternoon for Shawnigan Lake. Not a great deal of shots on goal by any means. Here's a chance for one more rush here. On a partial break, there's the shot as he fanned on it heavily, did Paul Franklin. Kicked out by the right pad of Costin, and that will do it for this one here at Charlie Purdy, as the home club, Shawnigan Lake School, picks up a 7-3 victory over Fairmont Prep. A pair of goals from Nigel Alberts in this third period of play, plus a pair from Ben Stavely in the second, along with a couple singles across the board, spell the difference in this one. 9 saves on 12 shots in goal for Stefan Costin. Not a performance you want to write home about to your folks back home, but at the end of the day, a win is a win is a win is a win. And to start off this tournament here on home ice, Shawnigan got exactly what they were looking for. They got the gun